Hello, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Today is part one of our Christmas month Silent Night, Deadly Night review marathon, where we're going to review the first five Silent Night, Deadly Night movies. There was like a remake like a couple years back. I can't remember what, I think it was like 2012 or something, which I watched it. It was okay. It's more of a slasher than this movie, where this movie is more of like a drama that turns into a slasher, like I would say a little more than halfway into the movie. Which, when it comes to Christmas horror movies, I would say the top two movies people think of back in the day. Now there's more Christmas horror movies, but I would say the first two Christmas horror movies people would think of is Black Christmas, which, you know, inspired Halloween movie, by the way, and Silent Night, Deadly Night, which I reviewed this movie back in the day. I really enjoyed it. This time around, it was kind of cringe to watch at times, because, I don't know, it's hard to say why exactly. I would say probably because there's like, it could be interpreted that the movie is like anti-Catholic or whatever. I don't know. I know there's like a lot of boomers and Gen Xers who like hate like nuns and shit, like because, you know, they went to a Catholic school with nuns teaching. The nuns were strict. They like to hit people with rulers, and they like to bully the left-handed kids. Like, straight up, I worked with a guy who was like, they would bully me at the fucking Catholic school because they thought I was a devil child because I wrote left-handed. They wanted me to write right-handed. It's like, whatever, guy. So yeah, let's go into the cast for this movie. Well, one is directed by Charles E. Sellers Jr. The movie made like 2.500 million US. That's 2.500. So like 2 million and like 500,000, I'm guessing. Story by Michael Hickey and Paul Kaimi. If you watch the movie, it says there was like this movie was also by like Ira Barman or something. I can't remember. Which the toy store in the movie is like named after the guy, Ira. So this movie came out 1984. It's an hour and like 25 minutes long. It stars, where's the cast? Did I not have? Oh, it's over here. Clint Howard is in this fucking. Oh my god, motherfucker. I know he's in one of the other ones, but he's on this fucking one. Bing, you fucking suck. Oh my god. Fucking Bing, you suck dick. So you have Lilyan Chauvin as Mother Superior, Gilmer McCormick as Sister Margaret, Tony Nero as Pamela, Robert Brian Wilson as Billy at 18. Billy is like the main character. You got Linnea Quigley as Denise. Linnea Quigley is like this famous scream queen who gets naked in a lot of movies. There's a lot of titties throughout this movie, just so you know. Britt Leach as Mr. Sims, Britt Leach was in an episode of Tales from the Crypt. He's credited as being in like a lot of different episodes. The episode he was in, I actually reviewed. I think it's called Skin Deep or something. The episode. It was in like season 1. I gotta check. Did I fast it? It was season 1, episode 4. Only Skin Deep. Which, if you want to watch that review, it's on my YouTube channel. Or this YouTube channel. It only has like 38 views, which is better than most of my fucking videos. Oi. You got Leo Getter as Tommy, Randy Stumpf as Andy. Wow, I thought he was Italian, but I guess not. Will Harris Grandpa, Tara Buckman as Mother, who is super fucking hot in this movie. Holy vey. Charles Deercup as Killer Santa. Jonathan Best as Billy at 5. Max Robinson as Officer Barnes. Holy fuck. Do I need to go into who everybody was in this movie? Oh, they even have the teen lover at the orphanage. Barbara Stratford, who looks like old and ugly as fuck now. It's like, holy shit. And Billy at 8 was like Danny Wagner. So yeah, the story for this movie, it's basically like a slasher movie version of Dexter, where you had this kid who, him and his family being his mom, his dad, and his baby brother, are on their way to see Grandpa at a mental hospital. Well, I think it's a mental hospital, where he's like kind of in a catatonic state. And when he leaves, Billy is like, even though he's like 8 years old, this is like his, I guess, his first major Christmas, I guess. He doesn't know a lot about Santa. So like, he goes to see his grandpa. The doctor there wants to talk to his parents. So like, they leave Billy by himself with his catatonic grandfather. His catatonic grandfather tells him, wakes up, you know, from his catatonic state. Basically scares the shit out of Billy. Tells him like Santa's gonna punish him. Santa is gonna get you if you aren't good all year. He only gives presents to the good boys and girls who are good all year, right? Scares the shit out of him. They go on their way home. Billy is scared shitless of Santa. He tells his parents about like his grandpa. And what ends up going on is, at the same time, you have this guy who's in a Santa suit, robs like a convenience store, kills a dude, which the blip effects in this movie are pretty good. Steals like $38 from the fucking place. Like, wow, you kill the guy for $38. And sets up a trap at like on the highway or whatever, which this is Christmas time, by the way, where like Billy's family stops by to see, hey, well, like the guy needs a boost or something because his hood is up, and the guy instantly tries to, I don't know what the fuck the guy's plan was. He starts shooting at their car, kills Billy's dad, tries to rape Billy's mom, rips her shirt open. Like the woman's like in her 30s or 40s. You see her big STDs. It's fucked up because I'm like, wow, this girl's like the hottest chick in the movie, and it's like, and like, yeah, she almost gets raped, fights back. The guy shoots her in the chest. Billy sees all of this, and ends up being like, you know, it cuts to him like later at an orphanage. With him and his brother. The mother superior at the orphanage is really strict. She likes to punish, you know, the kids. I don't know if she likes to punish. I think she does it for their own good. Like, she's trying to teach them discipline. Which, guess what? Nowadays, like, people I gotta understand, there's this saying called, if there's a fence, there's like a reason why it's there or whatever, right? And that saying is like a lot of strict rules and things about society that we don't that we think are like not necessary or whatever. Turns out there's a reason why it's there. So like, yeah, a lot of kids, like, yeah, like shit was very strict back then. Like, you know, kids were like, you know, like maybe like punished too much or whatever. But now if you look at kids today that don't get punished for shit, they're like really fucking selfish. They're almost like sociopaths on the internet. And then there's the whole fucking furry fucking thing, which, like, if you think those kids, if they were like hit with the belt as the kids when they were bad, they would still turn out like as furry as fuck? No, probably, right? Whatever, right? So like, yeah. So he grows up and he has this phobia about Christmas. there's like a weird scene where like he sees um two I guess they're supposed to be teenagers having sex at the fucking at the convent, which I didn't know. I thought it was like a nun or something, like breaking the rules. But yeah, he sees the teens having sex. He gets a flashback to like, you know, when his mom was getting raped, and that plays a key. You know, that's a very important part of the movie, because that triggers his homicidal like massacre he goes on to in the movie. So like, yeah, he sees the Mother Superior punishing the teenagers with the dude's belt. So it cuts to like him being him at 18. He gets Sister Margaret gets him a job at a toy store where he's like a stock boy. And he gets bullied a lot by the Andy character. What was it, Andy character? I think that was his name. What his job is, I don't like. All he does is talk shit to the guy Billy, who grew up to be like 6 foot tall, like fucking, you know, pretty jacked. All right. And this guy who's like 4 foot nothing, like maybe 5 foot at best, is talking shit to this guy when like he's a lazy fucker. Like all we ever see him do is look at magazines and drink soda at his fucking desk. So eventually what happens is like Christmas comes along at the party. Sorry, at the toy store. He gets put in like a Santa suit after the day's work or whatever. They throw a Christmas party. He's still in the Santa suit. He sees his female coworker almost get raped by Andy. That triggers his homicidal rage, and like he goes on a killing spree after. And like I guess people complain because he saves the girl from getting raped, and like people are like kind of don't understand like why the girl hates the guy for killing the Andy. One, like because she obviously likes him. She was like making out with the guy. And two, it's like he had a crazy look on his eyes and shit. Yeah. Like I know there's like another in the sequel. There's a scene where like the main character of that movie, who's the brother of this character, kills a guy who's tries to rape his girlfriend, and like she thanks him at the end, right? After, right? Right. So I don't know, dude. Like let's not spoil the whole fucking movie, right? Like I usually do. I would say the movie has, once it gets into the rampage, the movie is really good. Like the kills are pretty are well done. Like they're pretty original. Like you have a scene where he takes a bitch and like basically impales her through like deer antlers that's like stuffed on the wall, mounted on the wall. You have a scene where like these bullies like steal some kids' sleds, and they're sledding down the hill, and like Billy beheads the dude with a fucking axe as he's coming down. So you see the bully's headless corpse sliding down the snow on the sled, which is like really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of great kills in this movie. And like obviously there's also there's a scene that's straight up from like Halloween, where you have a guy like the cops, Sister Margaret goes to visit Billy at the toy store when she hears that he's playing Santa and notices all the dead bodies. So she calls the cops. The cops at one point shoot like a Santa. So it's like that scene you always see in like Halloween movies, where like somebody would be dressed up as Michael Myers and they get killed by the fucking cops, which happened like how many fucking Halloween movies? I can't even remember. So like, yeah, if I were to give this movie a rating, I would say at the time, like when I first watched, I would have given it an 8. But now this movie is a little old hat, but I would say it's kind of cool. that this movie is like a drama first, and then like horror slasher horror movie second. So I'm giving it like would say a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good slasher movie, and I could see why people would want to make sequels to this movie, but like I don't know, dude. I'm not looking forward to like Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. And though I hear like I don't know that the fifth one's supposed to be really good. The like one of the guys from like sorry, not Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, like the guy I hear the actor from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 becomes the killer Santa, and that he's pretty good at the fucking movie. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So make sure to check out my podcast, and I put timestamps on there. So like make sure that I would say the first 16 minutes of the podcast is good, and like the rest of like here and there is all right. But like yeah, check out my podcast because my recent podcast because I go into what my picks are for the Game Awards 2020 and what we're gonna do for the Game Awards when it comes out. Where I'm gonna play a drinking game where I have my picks of what I think will win in each category, and if I get it wrong, I have to take a drink of liquor. Which the liquor right now is supposed to be Old Crow bourbon, but if people vote on the podcast. Sorry, not. Well, you can vote on the podcast too, but like people can pick what liquor they would like to see me drink, and whoever has whichever liquor has the most like likes or whatever, I'll pick it up and drink for the podcast. All right, peace.